Hello, and welcome all. If you're a Zoomer who was born in the early 2000s and grew up playing video games like I did, this game needs no introduction. It's one of the most iconic console games launched, and also one of the most beloved too, Halo Reach. This is the missing link in Bungie's Halo trilogy. For all intents and purposes, this video will be a simple breakdown of Halo Reach's story and why specifically I love every aspect of it. Without further ado, this is a love letter to Halo Reach. Knowing this was their last farewell to the series, Bungie set up very early on exactly how Reach will play and feel far prior to the release of the actual game. They set it up in August of 2010 to be exact. The scene opens with somber music and an almost angelic voice, while Noble 2, Kat, is running with an armed nuke and a magnum through an explosion and shrapnel-filled battlefield. While she's running, she catches glimpses of Noble 5 and Noble 4, George and Emil, trying their best to clear a path for her. Noble 3, June, gives sniper support from afar and watches as a Banshee bombs Kat and sends her and the nuke flying. The former Noble 6, Tom, then comes up to her and grabs the nuke. This trailer shows just how heavy Reach will be by killing off the first member of Noble Team before the game has even begun. Reach starts off by showing you and a Warthog racing towards a forward operating base to link up with your new team, where you're promptly introduced to the previously mentioned Noble Team, along with meeting the head of that team, Noble 1, Carter. You see June, loading a sniper mag, and Emil sitting up against a wall playing with his knife. Kat then stops you with her prosthetic arm, and George takes notice of you as well.
Commander.
So that's our new number 6.
You overhear Colonel Holland talk about a comm relay that went dark and that Noble Team is being deployed to investigate.
That won't cover the black ink.
Anyone claim responsibility, sir?
Oni thinks it might be the local insurrection. 5 months ago, they pulled a similar job on Harmony. Hit a relay to take out our eyes and ears, then stole 2 freighters from dry dock. That cannot happen here. Reach is too damn important. I want that relay back online, Noble 1.
Sir, consider it done.
Then I'll see you on the other side. Holland out.
Lieutenant.
Commander, sir.
I'm Carter, Noble Team's leader. That's Kat, Noble 2, Emil and George 4 and 5. You're riding with me, Noble 6.
Carter then briefs you, and you head onto the Falcon with him. Even in the opening cutscene, Bungie still delivers some massive character outlines here. June is outside in a Falcon, very distant from the rest of the team. Emil is sitting alone, playing with a knife and has a massive skull carved into his visor. Kat is attentive and alert. She has read all the files that Oni has on you, and is not afraid to tell you that. George doesn't say much, but as soon as he stands, you can see he's this towering Spartan with heavily up-armored Mark V Monier armor. After a short flight, you arrive on a mountainside with some houses along a cliffside, and fires burning at a few of them. You then find a destroyed Warthog with a distress beacon on the ground nearby, showing that whoever you're dealing with is not to be taken lightly. You continue and find some locals bunkered down in a room, hiding from presumably whatever destroyed that Warthog. George shows his soft side and converses with them, reassuring them and getting some information.
They're doing here.
McNamara katuk min Holly.
Hiding, sir.
Taken up Adya, Asomsidot Isha Jodladyat. She called us us.
Neighbors were attacked last night. He heard screams, gunfire. Stopped around sunrise. Says something in the fields killed his son.
Something.
Commander, be advised, I'm reading heat signatures in that structure directly east of your position. Over.
Copy that. Get them back inside.
Osman Tom Bethely. Getting.
June detects heat signatures from a building ahead, and you find the missing Marines and some locals inside. They're all dead. One Marine is hung on a meat hook on the wall, while the rest of the locals and the other Marine are dead on the ground.
We've got military casualties, 2 of the missing troopers. Looks like they were interrogated.
Boss, I see movement.
Moving further ahead, you find what killed all those people and took down the comm relay. The Covenant.
Here we go.
You end up pushing
the
through
rest of
waves
your
of
unit?
Covenant and make it to a comm relay where George finds a girl whose father died working that relay. You're promptly ambushed by
All
an
right,
elite squad.
Corporal. Stay put. We'll get you a combat surgeon.
Damn. Plasma damage.
Found something.
I'll take that, 6. Not your domain.
I got a live one over here. Come on. Achika.
George protects the girl, and after a short fight, the elites are pushed back into a circus.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Harder than tasks,
George.
you and George, with eliminating the elite squad in probably the most
still,
electrifying
and I'll release you.
combination of music and cutscene that Bungie has ever produced.
What's the status? Over!
We've been engaged! Bad guy coming out!
That Tango group has me. Permission to pursue.
-4, stay on the entrance. 2, handle her. 5 and 6, clear the hole.
So, I want to take a break and be abundantly clear. This video is composed of the reasons why, like I said, I love the game. I will be quote-unquote skipping a few missions by going over them just extremely briefly. This is one of those missions. Winter Contingency is a very fun mission to play through, but it doesn't seem to cross my mind when I'm thinking of the reasons that make this game amazing. Basically, you and Kat are tasked with defending Sword Base and activating a couple anti-air guns around the perimeter, and then reporting back to Halsey for a brief talk.
Of your previous engagement. George, it's been too long.
Next, we go on a recon mission with June. It's the middle of the night, and with sniper in hand, you dive straight into the Dark Zone. After fighting through scores of Covenant who have set up in local houses with June and some local militia forces, we find the source of the Dark Zone that the satellites haven't been able to pick up.
Jackpot. Transmitting visual. You've seen this, Cat?
Confirmed.
You see a vast valley filled with spires radiating some sort of protective field and an entire...
invading army. If we're gonna smother this thing, we need to go in hard and fast.
Knowing that something big is gonna happen, June and Noble 6 report back to base.
And it's going to be a very busy day.
The next mission takes us to a full-on frontal assault of the Covenant's base of operations on Reach and directly into the thousands of Covenant troops.
It appears that Noble Team's discovery last night was not an anomaly. Large Covenant deployments have occurred undetected, and we are now under attack across the Vieri territory, including orbital defenses. As per the winter contingency, we are countering on every front. Noble's reconnaissance has also identified sophisticated Covenant army hiding canopies. and has pinpointed what's believed to be a landing zone for additional Covenant forces, the origin of which is yet to be determined.
Going with Kat and Warthog are tasked with taking out a couple anti-air guns, then destroying one of the spires blocking communications. The mission is a success, and the UNSC Grafton uses its MAC cannon to destroy the spire.
Get us out of here. Control, this is Noble 1. Spire 1 is green and you're free to engage. Have a nice day.
Copy that, Noble 1. Be advised, all ground units. Frigate 318 Heavy is inbound, and MAC rounds have been authorized.
MAC rounds? In atmosphere?
One way to get their attention. Hang on to your teeth, people.
Then this happens.
New contact. High tonnage.
No, somebody tell me this ain't happening.
UNSC Frigate Grafton, do you copy?
The Grafton is dust.
Immediately after destroying the spire, a cloaked Covenant supercarrier obliterates the Grafton and reveals itself. This complicates things, obviously. Noble Team then decides they need to take out the supercarrier themselves. Kat shows her most valuable trait by explaining how if they can get a slipspace drive up to the supercarrier, they can cause a calculated malfunction and destroy the ship.
Fine, I'll hear it.
Remember that accident a couple years back? Colony ship en route to Cygnus, 700 dead.
Vaguely a slipspace drive malfunction, right?
Actually, it worked fine. The drive was mounted improperly after a service haul-out. When it fired, it teleported half the ship to oblivion.
This is relevant. How?
A certain Covenant supercarrier could, with some assistance, suffer the same unfortunate accident.
Even for you, Kat, that's...
Inspired?
Not the word I would use.
Noble Team then proceeds to fight their way to Farkas Lake, a Saber program facility. Noble 6 and George end up going up into orbit and board the supercarrier with a slipspace engine.
Struts disengaged. Commencing launch in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2.
First stage engine burn nominal. Stage separation in 3, 2, 1. Stage separation.
George
Distance is
then
closing on
says,
this vessel's refueling track with a Covenant supercarrier. 76 seconds to endpoint.
So, it's gonna be like that. Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and our thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to endpoint.
Yeah. Bad news is, time is fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We all make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. Time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
George, being the selfless person he is, sacrifices himself to destroy the supercarrier and save Reach.
Slipspace
Then as
rupture
Noble
detected.
6 falls back into orbit, tens of Covenant ships jump out of slipspace.
Are you reading it?
Slipspace rupture
Multiple
detected.
Covenant signatures.
Slipspace
Does anyone
rupture
have a
detected.
They're everywhere.
Slipspace rupture detected.
The whole damn Covenant fleet.
Slipspace rupture detected.
George died thinking he had saved his squad mates, his fellow soldiers, his planet, his home. The biggest sacrifice one can make is effectively all in vain. Noble 6 falls back down to Reach with only a Magnum and limp to his name. You hear some distress calls from Marines evacuating New Alexandria and make your way over to them to help with the evac effort. After a long process of clearing out buildings and clearing the skies for civilian ships, you end up saving 3 ships with hundreds of people on board.
Civilian transport away. You saved a lot of lives today, Spartan.
Copy. Repeat, this is Noble 2, Noble 6, Noble 5. Do you copy?
This is 6. Go ahead, Noble 2.
We picked up your transponder about an hour ago, but could not risk open comms. Covenant have the city sealed tight. We're getting nothing from George.
He didn't make it.
Understood. What's the situation at Starport exit?
The last transport is away.
All right. We're bringing you to us.
Kat then contacts you and sends a Pelican to pick you up and regroup with the rest of Noble Team. Noble 6 meets back up with Carter, and after a brief exchange, is tasked with clearing some Covenant comm jammers across numerous skyscrapers in New Alexandria. Along the way, you help the remaining UNSC troops evacuate from the city.
Your report will have to wait, Lieutenant. The Covenant are jamming all comms to command. Kat needs your help running a counter-op. It's good to have you back. Sorry I came alone. Make them proud.
Now, I want to take a break here from the story a little bit and just talk about the atmosphere of this mission. You're flying through this dark, destroyed city, trying to hold on to any sort of territory that you can. The entire time you see Covenant ships in the distance glassing the city while they creep closer and closer. It truly is a terrifying sight to see. The ending cutscene is arguably the best and most memorable part of this mission. As Kat barely secures a communication connection with Colonel Holland, Carter asks Kat if she wants to know if we're losing the war, and Kat responds,
I know we're losing. I want to know if we've lost.
Which she gets no response. June notices the Covenant are retreating. Emil says that Covenant never retreat unless they have a reason, and Kat reads radiation levels are spiking.
And they're in a hurry. How often you see Covenant retreat for no reason?
Radiation flare. Big. 40 million root guns.
Just lost Holland. What's going on?
Atomic excitement scrambled the signal. 90 million now.
Source?
Airborne. Close.
How close?
That close!
They are currently getting glassed. Noble Team make it to the elevators and plan to go to a fallout bunker not that far away.
If it hasn't already.
Maybe, but according to Holland, the Covenant are still hunting for something.
Where does he get off calling a demolition a priority 1?
Just like that. Noble Team is now a 4-member squad. Due to the radiation spike from the glassing, their shields went down, and a single shot was able to dispatch Kat. It's ironic, Kat used her intuition and smarts to solve almost every problem thrown at her, yet one simple shot through her head stops all of that. Noble Team then emerges from the bunker hours later to see the once beautiful New Alexandria glassed and utterly destroyed. Noble Team has no time to dwell on Kat's death. Their next assignment is to scuttle Sword Base. Under the cover of night, Noble 6 leads a team of ODSTs to Sword Base and secure it.
Noble 1, this is Noble Actual. Noble 1, go ahead. We need that base taken out, son. What's your status? Still outside. Thermal on the interior shows standing room only. We're gonna have to thin them out or we'll be way too popular. Copy that, Noble 1. Holland out. We got a job to do, so let's stay focused and get it done. 6, are you in position?
Affirmative.
Good. Execute.
Looks like they got themselves cornered.
Or we're committed to the position.
I'm going with cornered.
After looking through the base with the rest of Noble Team and seeing multiple dead Marines in a dead-end hallway, they're greeted by a secret door opening and revealing a passage underground.
What is this, Dot?
Our revised route, Commander.
All right, we came this far.
Taking an elevator down 2,000 feet, Noble Team sees the remnants of Forerunner technology frozen beneath the ice in a small research facility built around
Before
the ruins.
you is an alien artifact, neither human nor Covenant in origin, advanced beyond our comprehension, until now. Thanks to Noble 2, the decrypting of its data is nearly complete.
Whatever we're doing down here, we better do it quick.
Have your data ready, ma'am. We're coming to you.
The decrypting process is still underway.
I don't think you understand. We're out of time. If it isn't portable when we reach you, it's gonna get buried.
Bury any of it, and you bury mankind's best chance for survival. Commander, you've been wondering what your Spartans died for? They died for this.
After defending the research facility from Covenant assault, Noble Team meets up with Dr. Halsey with the promise of a technology that will turn the tide of the Human-Covenant war in humanity's favor.
What is this stuff?
Knowledge. A birthright from an ancient civilization. This AI is its custodian, and she has chosen you as her couriers.
Chosen? By an AI?
By this AI, yes. Her measure of you carries as much weight as my own, perhaps more. You are to take her to the UNSC shipbreaking yard in Azad. There, you'll find a Halcyon-class cruiser waiting to get her off-planet.
I understand.
Do you? Mankind is outmatched. When Reach falls, and it will fall, our annihilation is all but certain. Unless we can glean from this artifact a defense against the Covenant. A game-changer. On the level of the conical bullet in the 19th century, or faster-than-light travel in the 23rd.
And what if we can't?
An apt question, if there were somewhere else to place our hope. There is not.
This technology is an AI named Cortana. You, Noble 6, are tasked with getting Cortana to the Pillar of Autumn at any cost.
Dr. Halsey, Noble 3 will escort you to Castle Base.
I require no escort, Commander.
June, make sure nothing falls into enemy hands.
I'll do what's necessary, sir. Good luck.
You too, Rifleman.
As Noble Team is leaving Sword Base, Carter tells June to accompany Dr. Halsey and make sure she gets off-planet safely.
I need a heading, Dot.
At 3 kilometers north, turn right, heading 050.
Which leads to?
The shipbreaking yards in Azad. The only off-planet extraction point left on this continent. Small-scale air attacks have decimated many convoys en route. An armada of Covenant cruisers is hastening to the site.
With only half of Noble Team remaining, Carter tells Noble 6 and Emil to make a drop from the Pelican and finish the journey on foot.
Mark!
After fighting her way through swarms of Covenant, a Scarab is the last remaining obstacle. Carter comes in over comms and tells Six and Emil that he can clear the way and secure you safe passage, but at a cost.
I've got the math.
Silent copy. Hit him on, boss.
You're on your own, Noble. Carter out.
Yet another sacrificed life to secure the future of humanity. The two Spartans have no time to spare and quickly make their way to the Pillar of Autumn. When they arrive, Noble Six hands off Cortana to Commander Keyes while Emil is manning a MAC cannon and taking out any Covenant ships nearby. In the middle of the exchange, a Pelican gets shot down by a stray Phantom.
They'll be remembered. Cruiser, adjusting heading for the Autumn. Noble 4, I need fire on that cruiser or we're not getting out of here. Do you copy?
You have your window, sir.
Bridge, this is the captain. We have the package. Returning to the Autumn, over.
Copy that.
Who's next? I'm ready! How about you?
Emil goes out, ready to die for his family, Noble Team. Throughout the course of this game, we constantly see Emil brandishing his blade. It's almost ironic that he dies to the blade and gets his final kill with his own knife.
I have the gun.
Noble Six realizes that without anyone manning the MAC cannon, the Pillar of Autumn will be destroyed along with everybody on board. Noble Six fights his way to the MAC cannon and destroys a battle cruiser about to glass the Pillar of Autumn.
Good guns, Spartan. All stations, brace for cast-off.
The Autumn ends up making it out of orbit and slipspace jumps to safety while Noble Six is the last remaining human left on Reach.
This is the Pillar of Autumn. We're away. The package is with us.
So, I may have left out a very crucial piece to the opening of this game. This right here, this, as you can see, is your helmet. The game shows how it will end before it has even begun. You know what's going to happen. The only question is, how many will you take with you? The Lone Wolf, Noble Six, Spartan B-312. You, the player. You're alone. There's no backup, there's no evac, you have no allies. Throughout the course of this game, you spend time building connection with every member of Noble Team and see them die in their own specific way. George, the hulking man who has a soft spot, thinking he died saving humanity. Kat, the brains of the operation, gets hers blown all over the floor. June, the long-range support, gets sent off with Halsey and is unknown to Six what happens to him. Carter, the leader of Noble Team, knows that once he's gone, the Spartans will be on their own. Emil lives and dies by the sword, and now it's your turn. You knew how this would end, and your final objective? Survive. As endless waves of Covenant flood you from every direction, you wander around, find 13 other dead, nameless Spartans. Who will remember them? Who will remember you? The Covenant, unrelenting, overpower Six and force him to discard his helmet due to its cracked and broken visor. Only able to watch from the onboard visual feed of the helmet do we see Six putting up his last fight against 7 elites. You knew it would end this way, but were you ready to see it unfold in front of you?
It didn't take long for Reach to fall. Our enemy was ruthless, efficient, but they weren't nearly fast enough. For you had already passed the torch, and because of you, we found Halo, unlocked its secrets, shattered our enemy's resolve. Our victory, your victory, was so close. I wish you could have lived to see it. But you belong to Reach. Your body, your armor, all burned and turned to glass. Everything. Except your courage. That you gave to us. And with it, we can rebuild.
Halo Reach will always have a special place in my heart. Halo 1, 2, and 3 give you this power trip fantasy of this unkillable murder machine. Meanwhile, Halo Reach is the complete opposite. It's dark, it's dismal, it's dreary and sad. Every time they give you the smallest amount of hope, they immediately snatch it away from you. You know what's going to happen before the game starts, and you're just wondering, when is it going to happen? This game is the perfect launchpad for the rest of the Halo series. You're still a Spartan. You still have a very important job, but at the end of the day, everyone gets lost to history eventually. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. I hope to have another video in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Might be about Halo 3 ODST, maybe Bioshock, maybe Mass Effect. Those are the 3 that I'm planning on, but it could be something else entirely different, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, goodbye, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching. I'm Aqua, and I'll see you later.